My life is not this steeply sloping hour through which you see me hasten on. I am a tree standing before my background. I am but one of many of my mouths, the one that closes before all of them. I am the rest between two notes that harmonize only reluctantly, for death wants to become the loudest tone. But in the dark interval they reconcile, tremblingly, and get along, and the beauty of the song goes on. All of our true relationships, all of our enduring experience touch upon and pass through everything, city, through life and death. We must live in both, be intimately at home in both. I know individuals who already face both, the one and the other, without fear and with the same love. For is life really more demystified and safely entrusted to us than that other condition? Are not both conditions in a place namelessly beyond us, out of reach? My pen has grown a bit cold and exhausted from using it apart from my actual work. It seems to me that this dual use, which is already so damaging to writing, makes it sometimes entirely uncertain. Because what one expresses immediately, just in order to communicate something, is so very different from the lasting expression of art that needs to be captured and accepted with full consciousness in order to make itself be understood much later. And the pen between those tasks vacillates and hesitates. In art, you have the time to persevere and create an entire, uninterrupted work. Such oppositions, even those of ideas, are necessary and can finally constitute a kind of alternating rhythm. The fact that you could make the effort to engage fully in the activities of people your age who share your aspirations is a sign of the most noble and admirable courage. And you are experiencing already how these efforts are paying off on the inside. There is death in life, and it astonishes me that we pretend to ignore this. Death, whose unforgiving presence we experience with each change we survive, because we must learn to die slowly. We must learn to die. That is all of life. From my grandfather, Virus, I learned good morals and the government of my temper. From the reputation and remembrance of my father, modesty and manly character. from my mother, piety and beneficence and abstinence, not only from evil deeds, but even from evil thoughts, and further simplicity in my way of living, far removed from the habits of the rich. There was once a little man called Nigel, who had a long journey to make. He did not want to go. Indeed, the whole idea was distasteful to him, but he could not get out of it. Nigel was a painter, not a very successful one, partly because he had many other things to do. Most of these things he thought were a nuisance, but he did them fairly well when he could not get out of them, which, in his opinion, was far too often. Then you don't think painting is worth anything? Not worth preserving or improving or even making use on? Of course painting has uses, said Tompkins, but you couldn't make use of his painting. There is plenty of scope for bold young men not afraid of new ideas and new methods. None for this old-fashioned stuff. Private daydreaming. He could not have designed a telling poster to save his life, always fiddling with leaves and flowers. I asked him why once. He said he thought they were pretty. Can you believe it? He said pretty. Yes, poor little man. He never finished anything.